Okay, flat earthers, come on. Seriously? Some of these things that you believe, I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. Um, and one thing that Abba showed me today, and I asked him about this, if the moonlight gives its own light, then why in the eclipses it doesn't shine bright? That would be the perfect test, don't you think? If the moon had its own light, you would see light in the moon, not shining from the sun. But guess what? All these things, people don't understand, and they believe there's a big glass dome over this whole earth. It holds water up there. That's a lot of pressure. Even just the glass holding over the dome, over the earth. Wouldn't it fall on itself? Oh my gosh, now I see though. Ah, is that what it is? Oh, wow. No, I see that now too. The Milky Way, thank you. What was it? The asteroid belt. Is that like the waters going through to Uranos? Means heaven too? Anyway, let me share with you what he shared with me. It's all built on the Trinity. It's all built on the pillars of three. Electron, neutron, and proton. Not aware. But those three, the Trinity. Father, Mother, Son. You see. It's actually built just like mitosis would be. Just all of creation was a spark, an explosion. And for that thing to happen, it had to create a dark space in order for the one to become two. It's literally Eve, it's evening too. He had to create something, a dichotomy, to cause friction, sin wave, sine wave, serpent. That's what I see. The slow serpent is infrared frequency. It's the earth frequency. It's the outer part of the flame of red. Adama is the outside of the flame, you see. And all we're seeing is the lower part of heaven. But we can bring heaven to earth too. And we can know you know who by following his ways. So let me say that when it talks about you becoming a pillar in his temple, it's literally pillars of portals where you're walking as a tree, bringing heaven down to earth too. That's what I do. That's why I was the rod of iron. I ground him here. That's what I did on the Mount of Olives too. I grounded him there too, dressed in linen, covered in blood. That's what I did. He had me wear a turban that day. Look at that. Prophesied too. Anyway, so what I'm saying is, what you're thinking if it's a flat earth or a globe, and all I can say is yes. It's just you're seeing it from different dimensions. So, flat earthers, in your theory, it's true, but just so you know, you're flat too. Okay? Because in the two dimensions, that's all there is. But as you rise in dimension, all this empty space becomes held together by electromagnetic frequencies, gravity, and all these things. So what you see, this is the firmament. Everything you touch, whatever there is in this physicality, is the firmament. And that's the underwaters. It has water too. Physical. Thank you. But above the physical water that we see, and above you and me, is other frequencies. The spirit realm, we breathe in and out too. So that spirit realm is the fiery waters of heaven. Thank you. So that's when I speak something out, I'm speaking it in the heavens too if I'm rising up above. I can do such a thing with other bodies, my glorified body. You see, the body in the heavens, the seat I hold in the heavens too. That's a whole nother story. So, this is what the Father tells me. The earth is flat in those dimensions, yes, and that's how he set it out to be. But just like you and me, all of the universe too is all basically empty space, which isn't so empty, you see. It's actually the other side of the realm, as above, so below. So even as you see the Aleph, it has the upper waters and the lower waters, the upper work and the lower work. Shamayim means fiery waters. So we're talking about the heavenly waters or the fiery waters. You're literally going into the center of the fire. And so what we see is the moon, it is shining the sun. The light of its light, it gets its energy from something else. So that just like Yeshua came here with the light of the Father. If you've seen me, you've seen the Father. He's told me to say that to you too. If you've seen me, you've seen the Father. It's actually scripture. Oh no. You must be one with the Father like I am one with the Father. That's what Yeshua said. So that's what I try to do every day, is follow him in every way. So, the moon giving its own light. No, I believe it radiates energy. And there will be people that will follow the moon. There'll be people that follow the sun. And it's just the two trees. It's the gold and silver that he talks about, you see. Anyway, all I can tell you is it's all empty space. And inside of those, the electron, neutron, and proton, they're pillars of energy. He showed everything to me with toroidal fields, the torus fields. Taurus, interesting. Aleph too, his fields around you. So just know everything is 99.9% empty space. This isn't even physical, it's just an illusion anyway. Actually, you know what you are? Dust in the wind, held together by his light. It's true. That's what he shared with me. So this is one big sandbox for the Father to play in. He designed everybody. A peculiar stone too. No two snowflakes made alike. No thank you. So just know that the lights that we see out there are the portals and the heavens. Even the Indians know they're our ancestors too. Yes, they are. Thank you. He told Abraham they would be like the stars in the heavens. Well, that's what they are. They're suns, you see. In different phases. But I know where I came from. I talked about it when I was a kid and not knowing why. But Sirius, actually where people say that the Ascended Masters came from. All I know is I knew a place where I didn't feel pain. I can speak without talking. And we felt each other just by being. And it was a beautiful place. And here was full of pain and suffering. And it's part of the fall, you see. But we come here to work things out, you and me. But the King has come, and he says we'll be one. But I believe there's CIA debunkers out there that like to lead people astray on purpose so they can debunk the whole thing as fools, you see. That's what I see. I see this being a CIA operation through Q. I don't listen to Q. And all these things I've been hearing for years aren't coming true. So I can't listen to you. I listen to my Father. He tells me what to do. So they give real information with fake information. They always tell you what they're going to do. They have to. So apparently Obama even made a movie that is quite true. But I saw him in the 80s getting a ceremony where Abba told me, I was there, they just couldn't see me. I was behind a veil and they couldn't see me. He was literally behind a curtain and he was opening the curtain for me to see. And I was watching a ceremony of Obama getting a special ring the one that says there's no God but Allah. And it said that Catholics created Islam. So there you go. This is the Antichrist system they're trying to create, to own us. And so we must stand up and fight as Israelites and say, hey, no way, you can't have me. I belong to the King. You know what I mean? So, thank you, Father, thank you. So, thank you, Abba. You tell me what's true. You always do. Do you see it now? Can you see it? What I say? The 3 pillars going around the atom that way? Adam was how he created everything. He is Adam, you see. And out of his side poured out Eve. Would the proton be pouring out electron? Where they produced the neutron? Dimitri, help me.
Yeah.
What came out of what, do you think? Did the electron come out of the proton or the proton out of the electron?
The proton came out of the electron came out of the proton.
The electron comes out of the proton. So the proton is Adam.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. There you go. Those are the 3 pillars he built everything with. One's male, one's female, one's the sun. And the Son is anybody who makes the 2 one. When the 2 come together in his name, they become like they become like Moshe and Eliyahu, the 2 lights that made Yeshua glow.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Does it make sense that if the moon gave its own light, that during the eclipse it would shine a different light, right?
None of it makes sense.
Huh?
None of it makes sense.
What, the flat Earth stuff?
Yeah, none of it.
Oh, they think because they read the Bible that way, they think that they know because, that's how they discern it. That's fine. Everybody has a right to...
They draw a specific conclusion, and then they form everything else that they see around that specific conclusion.
Right.
Even if it doesn't actually add up.
And so somebody just told me, he says, well, eclipses aren't what we think they are. Well, then tell me, what are they? He's like, that's going to take a big study. Well, you know what? I don't have time to study so much. I get what my Abba tells me I need to know. I'm just telling you as a prophet, this is what I do, and this is what I know to be true.
Mm-hmm.
That you're the firmament. Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah.
And everything out here, what are we doing? What am I doing when I'm here, Dimitri? When I'm moving my hands around. Here, Yeah, go ahead and put it that way. My hands, you know what I'm doing? What am I doing when I'm going into spirit and I'm like making mudras and different things and moving my body in different ways? What do you think's happening?
Moving the spirit around?
It is. I'm actually... This is the bow that is given in Revelation 12, I think it is. But this is the bow that he's given to me and the crown to make war. And it's making war with the saints, too. Because they are not coming under the correct order. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's the enemy that's making war with the saints. What I'm trying to say is I'm calling out the wars, the war between the sons of light and the sons of darkness. We actually did that on the prophesied day that would happen. I believe it was Rabbi Kaduri that prophesied that. You know, these other prophecies that the Messiah would be made known and crazy things like that was days that we were fulfilling. I was fulfilling too, and it was crazy. But that's what he tells me. So anyway, you get it, how under these 3 pillars is the Trinity. It's like the 3 pillars too. They make the white, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's all light. He created the Big Bang. He literally separated himself. When he created Adam, it's all an image of him. Everything. When I was a kid, I used to look at the stars and go, what is that, Father? What is that, God? What is that? And I'd hear it, that's my body. So do you get that all these cells that we see up there, Dimitri? I mean, all these stars that we see are like the cells of his body. I guess that's how far away apart we are in our bodies, too. It's mostly empty space, right?
Well, not the cells, but the atoms.
Well, there's like 70%. Like there's 70% of the water on the earth. There's 70%. Isn't that in the stars too?
Is
Empty? No, it's more than that, isn't it?
Is
Empty
what?
Space?
no, like 99% of anything is empty space.
Yeah, but the stars in the heavens. I heard something about 70%, just like the waters. Just like the water is in our body, it's 70% on the earth. We're 70% water, but what I'm trying to say is it's a fractal.
Mm-hmm.
We're all fractals of holograms of him. Everywhere you look, it's him. So that's what I see. It's a flat earth just in the first two dimensions, but people would be flat too. When the toroidal field comes, it makes it physical. It's now his sandbox that is held together by light and frequency.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't understand the flat earth things. I think it was a CIA plant to make us look stupid. I really do. That's what Abba tells me anyway. And he ends up to be true usually, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what he doesn't. You tell me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can stop that now.